Hello, my name is Allison Burnett. I'm the Director of Virtual Learning for SIBME. And in this video, I'm going to talk with you about how to add comments, how to reply to comments, how to use the More buttons, and how to access the framework. So here we are looking at my home screen within the SIBME platform. And today, I want us to go into my Huddle Spaces. So I can get there one of two ways, by this link or by choosing this tab. I'm going to choose my Huddle tab, and there I am. Whenever you open your Huddle tab, there's only going to be one Huddle in there, and that's going to be the Huddle with your name. It probably has your name and then the number 1. You're not going to see any other Huddles in your Huddle space because you're really only participating in one Huddle, and that's the Huddle with you and your coachee. In this particular Huddle, you can see that Debbie Adams is my coach, and I am the coachee. You can also see that there's one video in this Huddle, and it is a coaching Huddle. So let's go ahead in and open up that Huddle space. Once I've opened that Huddle space, you can see there's lots of other things that we can do within this area, but our focus is almost always on that video. One thing I want you to notice is that I named this video before I copied it into the Huddle. Naming the video before you copy it is an important thing to do, or renaming it once you're in there. You're going to have 10 or 11 or 12 videos in this Huddle space. It's going to be very crowded. So it's important that you've named those videos so that your coach knows which video to go to. How do I name that video? I simply click on that text box. I would delete the current title of that video, and I'm going to add a new title, which is going to be simply Guided Reading. Now I select the checkbox, and the video has been renamed. I can also see that there's 11 comments on that video, and the video is 20 minutes long. Let me go ahead and play that video. Here we are in my coaching Huddle space. I played the video that I loaded into that Huddle, and here we go. So what I want you to notice today is this. You're likely to, when you go to your Huddle space, you're likely to see the feedback from your coach already there. However, you can share that video into that coaching Huddle from your workspace, with or without your comments. If you added comments in your workspace, you can share that video with or without your comments. So you might see your comments populated over here on the right side if you've done that. If you haven't, you can always add comments to the Huddle, in the video in the Huddle, before your coach goes in there to see it. So I just copied this. Let's just assume I copied this video into my Huddle. I can go ahead and add comments while the video is in my Huddle. I don't always have to have added my comments from the workspace. In order to add comments to my Huddle, I just have to type in this text box. That's all it is. I'm going to type in this text box. I can make a timestamp comment, or I can make a whole video comment by toggling back and forth there. That's going to be timestamp. I can choose this to say, hey, I want to post my comment when I hit the enter button on my laptop, or I want to pause the video while I'm typing. Those are going to be default settings. And also to just say here, I'm adding that comment. Perhaps my coach has said, please add comments in the video in 2 places where you see yourself really applying the new skills we've been working on. So I might be playing that video. I'm going to turn the volume down so it's not too distracting. And I'm playing that video, and I'm adding my comments. I am in charge of my students as I am not talking over them. That might be something that I've been working on with my coach. And I'm going to either add that comment, or I'm going to hit the enter button, which is going to post that comment. It's going to appear over here on the right-hand side of my video. So if I need to add comments after I've moved the video into a Huddle, I certainly can do that. Some other things I want you to notice over here is I can choose to look at this feedback in a number of different ways. I can choose to look at it from newest, oldest, timestamp, or have it auto scroll actually. I choose to look at it in terms of a timestamp from the newest, the comments that were made at the beginning of my video through a sequence, the last comments that were made. Here's a comment that I made myself, right? You saw me do that. I'm in charge of my students as I'm not talking over them. Here's some other comments that I've added in my video. And you'll see that my coach can reply to my comments by selecting that reply box and then typing their reply within that box, which is very good. You can also see that there are going to be times perhaps when the more button is of value to me if my coach maybe has given me some context or I have given them some context by adding some of these custom marker tags, like I see a bright spot or I see myself doing something that's goal-oriented, and my coach can provide that for me as well. So that's just a couple of the things we can do here. The last thing I want to talk about is my coach can tag standards on the framework associated with CIBI Virtual Coaching, which is the Danielson framework. So if my coach sees me doing something that's aligned to one of these standards, they have the ability to tag those standards, and those standards will appear with my comments. So just another way of providing me with some very important feedback. Don't forget, our feedback in CIBME is not one way. You have the ability to reply to the comments that your coach has left to you, and they'll know that you've done that because they'll get an email notification. That's it for today's this video. I hope you have found what we've talked about of value. Thank you.